So, I know no one is on this live as of yet, but I woke up this morning with a revelation and I just wanted to talk about it. And since I didn't have anybody to call, I decided to post it on my YouTube channel. We go every day and we get up and we complain. And I'm talking about me. I can't speak for nobody. I can talk about me. But we get up every morning and we complain about one thing or another. Whether it's we don't have enough money, whether we don't want to go to work, I don't like what I'm driving, I want to go here. We're always complaining about things in our life. And I don't think we ever take the time to realize that our situation can always be worse. There's always somebody out here that's doing way worse than you, and they're more humble and more grateful than you are at the time. And I say that because I get up a lot of times and I complain about the direction in which my life took. And it was no fault of my own. I allowed certain things to take place. I made certain moves. I went through certain doors. I was never forced or made to make the choices that I made. So now that here I am getting ready to be 52, now I realized that the choices that I made wasn't always the right choices. Even when I was being instructed and advised to take a different route, I didn't. So pretty much everything that has happened to me, almost everything that has happened to me in this life, I have sought myself up for whatever has transpired. But at the same time, I can honestly say I've never been homeless. I've never been in the dark. I never had to go hungry. Now, I may not have not eaten what I wanted to eat, but there was always something for me to eat. I never went hungry. I never knew what it was to wake up and not know where my next meal was coming from. It's a lot of things that I haven't experienced in this life, but yet and still I complain about things. Hey, Miss Desiree, thank you for joining, baby. I complain about things that's so frivolous. When I have a friend right now that's almost at her breaking point. She's going through so much at this point. India has won the Age of Culture. She's going through so much right now in this lifetime. Um, where she is at a breaking point, where she is to the point where she don't know where her next meal is coming from. She is to a point where things keep happening and she can't afford to fix the necessities that need to be fixed in order to maintain her living status. And I was in the shower this morning getting ready. I was like, Keisha, that sounds so ungrateful to get up in here and cry to God about the things that you don't have, but you got a roof over your head, you got running water, you got food on your table, you got a nice car to drive, you got a job that you say is not making enough money, but it's been enough money to sacrifice you not being homeless. Um, so I'm learning. I think what I'm learning, what I'm trying to say is, be before you complain about your situation, read the news. Inquire about some of your friends that's going through stuff in silence, and they listen to us complain about frivolous stuff, and they're over there suffering and drowning in debt, or drowning in trying to figure out how they're going to eat, or drowning in how to figure out how they're going to make a way. And I don't care who you are, you can say it, we can preach it, we can say it all the time, but it's easier for you when you're not going through to tell someone to have faith that things are going to get better. Now, believe me, I do believe in faith. I do believe in God. I do believe that he can fix things beyond any other man's control. But I also believe that some things we're not going to receive on this side of this world. You know, sometimes we say to people when they're sick and going through, we have the um, we'll say to them, just pray about it and ask God to heal you because He will do it. And then people start to believe that everything that they ask God for, He's going to grant. And I don't believe that. I believe that His will is going to be done. But He's not going to grant everybody's prayer just because they asked it. It has to be in His will, in His timing. And sometimes healing may not be on this side of the earth, it may be on the other side. Okay? So I try not to tell people, um, that things are going to get better if they just pray. I do pray for them, and I always ask if it's God's will because nothing will be done if it's not in His will and lined up into accordance to how He wants it done. So I had to get on here and say that because I was complaining this morning, y'all, about something so frivolous. Um, and I've been speaking to God every night, every day about the same thing. And then I start to realize I got the phone call this morning about the friend that's going through so much other stuff. And, I'm jumping around right now. Hello, baby. How are you? I'm jumping around because, you know what? Having a mother, I thank God every day for my mother. My mother was a person that always put the needs of her children, whether they were grown or young, she always put the need of her children ahead of hers. My mother would never sit back and watch me struggle to provide for her. Or she would never sit back and watch me struggle, period. And you have some mothers that take advantage of their kids. A lot of times kids grow up to and see their mothers struggle and they say, well, I owe her. Well, it's the mother's job. It's our job when we decide to have kids. It's our job to provide. Whatever that may mean, it may be a struggle. But my mom never made me feel like I owed her anything. What I did was I valued her. I respected her. And everything I did for her, I did it because she deserved it and because she was my mother. And I watched her struggle and do so much. So I made sure that her life as I was an adult, I tried to make sure that she had the best life possible. How are you? I speak Russian. Hi, how are you? I don't even know where that's at. Thank you for the compliment though. So yeah, I just feel like a lot of times we take our blessings for granted because it's not because we're watching other people. But the truth of the matter is, I'm grateful for what I go through because it could be worse. I don't know what it is. Right, right. I don't know what it is to be homeless. So I can't tell a homeless person how to feel. I don't know what it is to not be able to eat, whether that's oodles and noodles, whether it's a boiled egg, whether it's straight steak or shrimp. I just know when I'm hungry, I either can go to the store and buy a loaf of bread and make me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, or I can go to a restaurant and get me something to eat and go home and eat it, whatever is my choice. To me, that's a blessing because we have people out here that can't even eat a bologna and cheese sandwich. And then the pride, because we're so prideful. We hate to ask for help because instead of us helping one another, we sit back and talk about what our sisters and brothers don't have, like we've overcome. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like that. I don't like to see a person forget where they come from and they start to look down on others that hasn't climbed up to where you feel that they should be. Because what you feel is rich may not be rich to me. I maybe want to be not financially rich, but rich in other ways. Being rich is always not having the most money. Like you can be rich, but if you have no family, no friends, no children, nobody, eventually you're gonna get tired of shopping. You're gonna get tired of traveling by yourself. You're gonna get tired of spending money. I mean, even spending money. Sometimes spending money by yourself isn't fun. Sometimes you want to grab a girlfriend and you want to say, "Let's go shopping," and so sometimes being rich is not always about finances and money. We know money makes the world go around, and I always used to tell my daughter all the time, Quay, I don't understand what you're thinking. You can't do nothing without money. No, you can't eat. You can't do nothing without money. But still, once again, if you got all the money in the world, and if you have nothing or no one to share it with, whether it's a spouse, a friend, a family, a sister, a brother, a child, a coworker, if you have to do all that by yourself, it is no fun in it at all. Okay? So I don't know. I just wanted to come on here, and I just wanted to tell somebody that story because even though nobody's looking at it right now, sometimes you need a reality check. You need a reality check to understand that you have to be grateful for whatever God sees fit for you to have. Okay, you have to be grateful because what you're not complaining about now, somebody else is going through hell somewhere else. Okay. So just think about that whenever you get to complain, and it ain't gonna always work. Now sometimes you ain't gonna want to hear that, cause I get like that too. When people be telling me, "Oh, it could be worse," I be like, "Girl, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that, cause right now I'm going through." But I mean, sometimes you have to sit back and have a reality check with yourself and say, "God, I'm sorry." You know what I'm saying? I'm being selfish, and I know I could be selfish at times. I could be real selfish at times, y'all. I'm trying to watch TV too. I'm watching Ruth and Boaz again. I done watched it one time, watching it again. But I know I could be selfish at some times, and I ask God to take that from me because I can be very selfish at times. But this morning, it just made me, when I got the phone call about that friend, it just made me think to myself, Keisha, stop complaining to God about what you don't have and start thanking God for everything that you do have. Because somebody out here is doing well. Let me tell you what I used to do. I used to complain about my house because I thought that it wasn't up to par or up to standards of friends and other people that I knew because it needed some maintenance. Like I need new floors, I need a new door. Maybe I want a tin roof. It's not that I need one. I want a tin roof. Um, I just want some up. I want to upgrade my home to some more modern day stuff. But it's nothing that the house is in very good shape. It just needs some TLC. And I used to complain, oh, I want this, I want that. Oh, I'm sick of this house. And then I said to myself, girl, what happens if the Lord let that house catch a fire and you lose everything? Not only the house, but you lose everything in the house. What are you gonna do? You got people out here that can't even afford house insurance, or their house is not, house insurance. Now you have to pass some type of inspection. You got people out here that can't afford to fix up their house to even pass the inspection to even get house insurance. So what happens if something happened to that house and you can't get a replacement and you have nowhere to go? Then what? So I had to start being grateful for whatever is wrong with my house. I had to start being grateful for it because it's livable, it's nice, it has a few amenities that needs to be repaired, but other than that, it's a nice home and it's paid for. So why go out here trying to keep up with the Joneses when you don't have to? So it's little stuff like that you just have to think about, and it don't dawn on you until you see somebody else's situation. When you see other people going through other stuff, then you have time to sit back and evaluate your shit. No offense, but then you have time to clean up around your own front door and realize that, oh God, I truly am blessed because I could be going through what she going through. And the way she handling it, we might not be. I might not, because I'm tell you, I might not be able to handle it the same way she handling it. So you have to pick and choose your battles. Okay. So that's pretty much all I want to get on here and say. I gave y'all 15 minutes of this beautiful Sunday. And I just want you to think about that. Just the next time you complain, because like I said, I complain a lot. But the next time we decide to complain, let's always think about someone else. Because let me tell you something, we all know someone. We all know someone that's doing way worse than we are. And they just as humble. They just as humble about it. You wouldn't even know it if you wasn't friends with them. Okay? So that's all I got. I hope you guys are having an amazing Sunday. I want to start me a YouTube channel up. I want to rename my YouTube channel, and I want to start being an advocate for people that's going through stuff, because I done been through a lot. I done been through so much hurt, so much pain. Never been homeless and stuff like that, but I've been through other stuff. And I really want to kind of target my channel on working with people with grief and other issues with life. Like, I just want to have my platform open to encourage somebody. You hear me? But anyway, y'all, anybody that's watching this now, watching the replay, watching this later on, be blessed. Okay? Have a great, awesome day. Whatever day it is that you watch this, be blessed on that day. Okay? And be grateful. Humble yourself and be grateful to God for whatever it is that you have going on. Ask God to give you the strength to get through it. Be humble. And always, not only pray for yourself, but always pray for someone else. Because even though you may not know what's going on, God knows everything about every person. So when you pray about a certain situation going on with someone, He's going to hit everyone that's going through that particular thing. Okay? If you don't call them out by name. So, with that being said, y'all be great, be blessed, and we'll see you on the next live. Bye, y'all. I don't even, okay, top fan. There it is.